I told you that the hito no meat, or the human fruit, the Zoan devil fruits, are more versatile than you ever imagined. It wouldn't be that much of a stretch because we've already seen the hito no mis, except one. We've seen multiple versatile shit with these devil fruits. And here, I'm here to explain. First of all, let me do my intro. Greetings and beyond new people. Welcome to the SSJD channel. Oh my god, it's gonna be a while to get used to this shit. Today we're gonna talk about the hito no mi, or more specifically, the human fruit model Buddha. We're gonna talk about the powers. We're gonna talk about the versatility it could possibly have. My hair is a little bit. Oh my god. Everything's not going away. Anyway, we're gonna look at a lot of stuff. But before that, we need to go and educate yourself with the other stuff. Like, what is a hito no mi? What are the possible powers you get from a hito no mi? And overall, what could be an additional feature in the near future of the hito no mi? So let's start off. Alright, so let's start. Let's get into it. So what is a hito no mi? Well, hito means human fruit. It's basically a devil fruit that obtains human abilities. What are the abilities that a human fruit has? Well, if a human has it, the ability that it gains is little to jack shit. I think Oda said it in an SBS is that it gives you more wisdom or it makes you more wise. But realistically, it just gives you nothing but regular human shit except for the weakness of it. However, if anything else aided, let's say an animal like Tony Chopper, it will grant them the ability to gain multiple forms or to act like a human, to think like a human, to gain human features. But with specific things with Chopper, it gives him more than just human features, and he's kind of the starter point of this. When it comes to Chopper, he is not only able to talk and to communicate with humans, and he also has the brain just like a human. He can think just like a human. That's why he's able to do doctor stuff in Drum Island when I forgot his name. Oh my god! I'll give you the picture of who he looks like. Completely forgot about him. But that's why he's able to do doctor shit, right? But the thing about it is, he's able to do certain things that not normal humans do, and he calls them points, which he has several points. I think he has like 7 or 8 points. Where back then, I think in the span of 5 years, he's able to obtain 3 points. I forget the points. Brain point, walk point, strong point, and jump point. Jump point is my favorite. Notice how each feature of the human fruit, or specifically so, it grants them a specific ability, each transformation they gain. If you don't understand how unique this is from the human standpoint, look at all the other Zoan devil fruit, from the regular to ancient to mythical zone. They all have the same gimmick where they have 3 transformations. You have the beast form, the human form, and then you have the hybrid form. Well, technically, if you're already a human, then technically you only have 2 forms. With the human fruit, mainly when it comes to Luffy and Chopper, they're able to obtain more forms, and within doing so, each form gains them a specific unique ability that other forms cannot do. So anytime they're in a situation, they're able to change into other forms, like guard point, which is, I would argue, I guess, the more durable one out of the bunch, or strong point, the strongest one. Kung Fu point and arm point, the best when it comes to fighting capabilities. Jump point for high leaps. Walk point, which is his original form. Brain point, I think that's his name. I think that's the smartest part of him. Horn point for extra digging. And monster point, which is the only one currently that needs a rumble ball for him to activate. But in doing so, and a little bit of upgrade from Caesar, he's able to not only last up to 30 minutes, but he can also gain control of himself. But just like Gear 4, if his limit is up, he's out of the fight. The same thing with Luffy, where in specific cases, Luffy's gears are dedicated to what he needs in a fight. So if he's fighting somebody who is fast and he needs to be faster, he'll do Gear 2nd or Snake Man. If he's fighting somebody who is durable, he needs to fight somebody who has more durability, Tank Man, Gear 3rd, so on and so forth. But there's this one dude, and this one dude has not got as much shine, and I would not be surprised if you don't really keep up with him because he's MIA in the story, and that's Sengoku. And here what we're gonna do, I'm gonna give you my points, or hold on. Sorry, my bad. Short edit. What if Sengoku has 6 forms that are all completely referencing the 6th path of the 6th realm of Buddhism? We're getting into Naruto territory too, with obviously the 6th path, just like that. So we're gonna look at these 6 forms, and the 6th path are also known as the Deva path, the Tirak path, Ashura path, Manusa path, Preta path, and Naraka path. And we're gonna start from the bottom low path, and then we're gonna work our way up to the upper low path, the upper path. Sorry. Now, before we get into that, let me show you. I'm gonna explain to you a brief summary of what are the 6 paths. The 6 paths are pretty much these realms. Unlike Christianity, where you have heaven and hell, in the Buddhist section, you have 6 realms, and depending on where your karma is, at, when you die, you'll either go into each and any one of those realms, depending on what your karma is. If your karma is bad, you'll go to any one of the lower 3 realms, which is the Ashura path, the animal path, and the hell path. And when it comes to the good karma, you have the human path, the demigod path, and the the ghost path is the one that's at the bottom. My bad. The ghost path is the one at the bottom, and the animal path and the hell path. And the upper realm, you have the human, the Ashura, and the devil path, the gods, if you will. And unlike Christianity, where you're eternally there, you can still die in each and every one of these realms, and depending on what your karma is in each and one of those realms, you'll get reincarnated into either the same place or in different places. Now, each and every one of these realms have their own significant feature, and I'm going to take reference from that to indicate what type of powers that Sengoku might have if they're going to keep the consistency of human through obtaining multiple forms, and each form has specific things. Starting from the lowest, going straight up, we're going to start with the Naraka path. Now, the Naraka path is pretty much the lowest of the low of the 6th realm. It's hell, where pretty much if your karma is just that bad, if you die, you will send yourself, you're reincarnated in that place. And fun fact, the thing that you see with the Enma in Naruto is actually when they extend their tongue out, it's actually one of the few punishments that are there in hell where they like to skewer tongues. Now just like with the Naraka path, it is very similar to the Christianity hell that we have, except for the fact that you can die. It's just that you'll stay there as long getting punished depending on how long you've done bad things in the human world. Now, when it comes to this specific thing, if it's true that Sengoku is gonna have each form, and depending on what his ability is gonna be, he might his form might look more devilish, maybe throw on like a horn or something. bear with me. I am not that good with the visuals. I'm just here for the power set. So he's gonna have horns. He probably have a reddish tint instead of a golden tilt. When it comes to his abilities, the most obvious one is going to be fire or fire manipulation, specifically in that form. Whether if it's able to manipulate and to infinitely create fire, control fire, or he has the ability to, let's just say for example, if they're gonna stick with the karma shit, what happens if like he can manipulate karma in a way where the people who do bad things, their body will continue to heat up, and the more they do bad things, their body will combust. That would sound kind of broken. I ain't gonna lie to you. But when it comes to the fire, when it comes to the Naraka path, it is not that much outside of fire manipulation. Because when it comes to Oda, even though we're in the final stage of One Piece, and we are seeing some shit, like with Luffy and Kaido doing all this shit to all these powers that we're seeing, okay, it's not that much of a stretch to openly assume that Sengoku, out of everybody, who at the time before the Nika crew was even revealed to be something, would have some of the most versatile and most powerful, like, arsenals, I would argue, when it comes to that crew of anything. So let's just keep it on the safer side and say he'll have like fire manipulation, and like maybe he'll have like the hottest fire. Will he have black flame? It's a stretch. Would he have flames that are hotter than lava? I mean, King the Wildfire, as stated by Zoro, saying that these fire is as hot as lava, or so on and so forth. And if we see Kaido's form, you know, the fire drum dragon, it's not even looking like fire. It just looks like straight up magma. So it's not that far of a stretch. For all we know, Oda could have gone a completely different route and just give Sengoku a pendant here, just for the sake of it. I mean, it might not be, you know, it might not be that much like, what's the word of it? It might not be that much promising, but again, this is Oda. We really don't know. Next up, we have the Predator Path, which is a world just very similar to like the Naraka Path, but it's pretty much like the spirit world for greedy people who will never get their thirst quenched. They're always greedy. They never can have enough, and they're suffering because of it. And just like ghosts in the spirit world, they have their own astral plane that we can't see ourselves. Now, when it comes to the abilities in this aspect, what if he has a transformation? It could be this goofy looking transformation where like nothing really changed except for like the leg no longer there. You can see like, you know, like little ghost tail that you see, like Danny Phantom and stuff like that. We probably have something like that. Let's just say that. When it comes to the ability, it has to do something with consuming something. So what about absorbing power? What about absorbing physical damage? So, or what about very similar to like a full counter? You're able to absorb that damage and completely use that damage against another person, but times greater. Like times greater. That's not times 2, just like full counter. When it comes to the Predator Path, I really don't have much. And then again, I don't really have much to gauge from. I can only go based off of what the 6 paths are. So consuming, either absorbing one's ability and nullifying it, absorbing one's ability and using it against them, like full counter, or just absorbing one's ability and gain physical strength. Very similar to like Mr. Magi Monk himself, Uroge. Next up, we have the Animal Path, which is the lighter version amongst the 3, where you get reincarnated as an animal, but it's still a hellish place because you're still being hunted down by prey or predators and shit like that. Like that. I mean, the only logical sense here is either one of the two things. It's either you can summon animals, whether if it's via construct of very similar to like a Green Lantern or just like a physical form but like goldish, or he's able to transform himself into one of those things. Or like, I guess, gain the ability of any animal powers. Which, the more I start thinking about it, as I continue explaining the powers, I can start to get to see him being as more broken as me. But yeah, that is it. As for the form itself, I mean, technically, if he's gonna have the ability to transform into something, I guess he can transform into an animal. I guess. Makes no sense. Now that we're finished with the lower three, we're gonna start talking about the upper three, which is the Ashura path, the human path, and the Deva path. Starting with the starting with the lowest to highest, the Ashura path. The Ashura path is pretty much a place where if you get reincarnated, you're reincarnated in pretty much this war zone. Pretty much you have so much anger, so much hate, basically just like a whole, I don't know if I want to say it because I don't want to be in a sensitive topic, but let's just say that's where the most war is at. Now, obviously, we know that the Ashura path, you have this dude who has 3 heads and 6 arms, very similar to what Zor's having. So it makes no sense. It only makes more sense that Sengoku's transformation would be just that: 3 heads, 6 arms. But his ability, since, like, say for example, the Ashura path is a lot of like war. So you have like a lot of weapons, or like what people call as arms, specifically. His ability, in my opinion, should be he's able to create multiple arms or multiple legs. But let's just keep it simple. Let's say multiple arms, very similar to like Acacia from Toriko, or what's his name, Katakuri. He can be able to create the Peerless Donut. Or even somebody like, for example, the 1,000 hand Senju from Naruto, Hashirama. If, my opinion, Ashura path should be the most versatile since it's all about war. Therefore, you have the most like artillery to fight in a fucking war zone, a one-man army. So it would be kind of cool if he's able to do the things that I fear Buddha could do, where he could just create a large arm and shit like that, and multiple arms for multiple reasons. Outside of that, I think that's just really what I have for the Ashura path. I didn't really think much of it. I think that honestly, the more as I continue on this journey of explaining to you, you will get to realize that it's less powerful than the others, because the others I have more versatility or more like options. With these, I'm just like, this dude is too broken, so we're just gonna keep it simple. Coming in next, the human path. And the human path to me is kind of the simplest, and that's just his regular hybrid form. Like we saw his Buddha form, and we already know his human form. So just combine the two, you'll see his golden 6-pack Buddha. And his ability is just anything that he knows how to do from a human perspective, like Roku Shiki, anything that he knows how to do as a human. Haki, I guess, is valid in this argument, and he can combine it with his physicality from his Buddha side. And that's really it. I ain't really got much for human form. To me, human form is really just it. And then if you think the human form is just going to be that it too, we're getting into the final stage, which is the Deva path, the most broken one out of all the other realms. The Deva path are where like the high tier, oh wait, I forgot. I never really mentioned the human path, but we should already know this is where humans live. Anyways, the Deva path are people who have true enlightenment. They are restricted from every single thing, pure good karma. And like I said, even therefore they're able to do whatever they want, and that's going to be a key thing for his power set. said, they're able to do whatever they want in that realm. But like I said, it is not eternal. If your karma is bad and you die, you can reincarnate to other places. Now, his ability for this specific path, me personally, just give the nigga a pocket dimension. To me, I think the pocket dimension is the most valid. I don't really see anything else you could give sengoku in the devil path. And it's not that hard to believe because we have plenty of people, 3 individuals. We have Blueno with the door fruit, Brule with the mirror world, and even though the power is not canon, the character is Uta. She's able to do all this type of stuff. Spoilers. She's able to create her own little dimension. And I guess in that you can minimalize it down to I guess it all comes down to the character, because it all comes down to how creative you can make with your devil fruit. As said by Crocodile, creativity comes a long way to make your devil fruit strong. Or creativity is what makes your devil fruit strong. So even though we might think of other more overpowered stuff if we have this ability, if he is said to have this ability, it all comes down to what sengoku is. And yeah, that is it for Sengoku's devil fruit as a whole, from 6 paths. If this is true, and in the near future we might get flushed on with the Zoe shit, because out of the 2, with the exception of Logia's, which is really not much about Logia's, it's just the awakening, the Zones are the most interested. Even with Gorosei, the Zones have their own will. Zones are always the ones that are known for fusing with objects, and Vegapunk is literally creating artificial zones to just mimic to get, I don't know the main reason, but he's able to do that as for Momonosuke, for example. So it's not that far of a stretch to completely assume that the human fruit is a lot more interesting or have more details than what it already is compared to the other zones. And if this is true, where the human fruit are able to kind of do this stuff, then it is not that hard to believe that Sengoku is able to do this type of thing. Especially if Sengoku, where Sengoku has the ability, where a Buddha has the ability to have 9 realms, or create 9 realms. I completely forgot. My bad. So yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think. Comment down below what's your take on my abilities and transformations. You can also comment if you want to add your little abilities to it. Make sure you like, share, follow, or subscribe, and click the notification bell. And I might do something else before Friday comes, because obviously Friday is where, the chapter 1057 is going to come, which I'm going to do a reaction for that, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, let me know what you think. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit.